Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudoku and Puzzles. Myself Ashish, and today I'll be covering a video on shading puzzle called Yaji-san Kazu-san. Now the setter of this puzzle is Jamie Hargrove, and this puzzle has been taken from the recent LMI contest, Logic Masters India website, named Typed Logic. Now that contest was recently conducted on LMI and has some very beautiful puzzles with excellent themes and great solve paths. So I would suggest you to go to the contest page and still download the puzzle PDF and solve the puzzles at your leisure. The contest is over actually, but you can still download the puzzle PDF. And this particular puzzle was one of the highest pointers in that contest. So I'll be just covering a video on how to solve these kind of puzzles with some tips and tricks on how to solve them faster. So coming on to the puzzle, we have to shade some cells black, right, in such a way that all the unshaded clue cells, so these are the clue cells with the numbers and the direction, so all the unshaded clue cells indicates number of shaded cells in the particular direction, which is indicated by the arrow. So for example, if I unshade this cell, so I will shade a cell by black and unshade a cell by green. So if I unshade this cell, then the number and the arrow indicates number of shaded cells in that particular direction. So it can have only 3 shaded cells, neither less nor more. And you can even shade a clue cell. So I can even shade a clue cell. So if you shade a clue cell, it does not mean that the number of shaded cells in that direction are false. It can even be true. So for example, if you shade a 2 cell, it can still have 2 shaded cells in that direction, right? And all the shaded cells, all the unshaded cells have to be connected to each other in the whole grid, and the shaded cells cannot touch each other even orthogonally, I mean to say orthogonally. So if you shade this cell, it means that all the 4 nearby cells have to be unshaded. Now coming on to the puzzle, let us try to solve this puzzle. Okay, one notation I'll be using in this puzzle is a line notation between the 2 cells, which means that one of the cell will be shaded and other cell has to be unshaded. So when I use this notation, it means that I'll shade one of these 2 cells have to be surely shaded and other have to be unshaded, right? And one of the tip here is, whenever you have a number indicated by the arrow and you have exactly one way to fulfill that number. So if at all this number is unshaded, let me just assume that this number is unshaded, which means that there has to be 2 black cells in that direction. And whenever you have such case that you have only one way to fulfill that number, so for the 2 shaded cells you have exactly one way to fulfill that number, which means that these 2 cells, I'll just mark these 2 cells, out of these 2 cells one has to be shaded and one has to be unshaded. So including the clue cell and the cell next to it pointed by the arrow, out of these 2 cells one has to be surely shaded and one has to be unshaded. So what happens if we are, of course, that we are sure that both of these cells cannot be shaded, right? So what happens if both of these cells are unshaded now? Let us see what contradiction we get here. So if both of these cells are unshaded, we cannot fulfill the 2 now. There has to be 2 shaded cells in the given direction, which is not possible with both the shaded cells being near to each other. So whenever you have such case that a number can be fulfilled by only one possible way, then that number and the cell next to it pointed by the arrow will have one shaded cell and one unshaded cell between those 2 cells. Same way for these 2 now, and exactly for these 2, right? So you have exactly one way to fulfill these 2, this 2, which means that one of this cell and this cell has to be shaded and other has to be unshaded. Same way for these 2 now and these 2, right? You have exactly 2 cells pointed by the arrow. An easier way to say that, whenever you have that number, just multiply that number by 2 and subtract it by 1. So what do I mean by this? For example, you have a 3 now here. Let us multiply this number by 2, which is 6, and subtract it by 1, which is 5. Then whenever you have 5 cells in that direction, so whenever the answer which you get, the value which you get, and you have exactly those number of cells after that clue with the direction, then that cell and the cell next to it can be marked as a line, which means that one of the cell has to be shaded and other has to be unshaded. Same way for the 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 4 and subtracted it by 1 is 3. So you have exactly 3 cells in that direction, right? Same way for the 3. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, minus 1 is 5, which means you have exactly 5 cells pointing by the arrow, excluding the this cell, the number cell. So the other way to see the logic. So you cannot apply this thing for the 4. You have exactly 8 cells here, and you have many ways to shade the cell. So let us see by the mathematical thing. So 4 into 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7. You need to have exactly 7 cells to make sure that this cell and the next cell can be marked by a line. So you have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cells, which means that this logic won't be applied here right now. And let us see what else we can get. So again we can apply this logic here. One more trick, if you see here, is it is not applied in this particular puzzle, but it can be applied in some other puzzles too. Most of the Jisan Kazusan puzzle actually. So whenever you have such cases where let us see this case now. Two clues are together. So for example, whenever you have such case, right, when you have two number cells together and both are pointing in a single direction. For example, not single direction, I would say, both are pointing in the direction which they are placed. So for example, if both the numbers are placed in the vertical direction, and if both of the arrows are pointing to the vertical direction, then, and one more constraint is if one of these number is greater than the other by 1. So let me just show you with an example. For example, if you have a 2 and a 3 here, and you have this kind of logic instance. So when you have two clue numbers near to each other pointing in a single direction, and one is greater than the other by 1 digit, then both of these cells cannot be shaded and both of these cells cannot be unshaded, right? So what happens if I unshade both of these cells, right? So you need to have exactly either 2 cells shaded in that direction or 3 cells shaded in that direction, which means that the other clue will be violated. So if you have 3 cells shaded, 2 will be violated, and 2 cells are shaded, 3 will be violated, right? So this can be just a second. Sorry. So this can be done by many ways now. This is one of the trick, I would say. So even if you have such cases, right, 2 here and a 1 here. So they are pointed in the vertical direction and the numbers are also placed in the vertical direction, not the horizontal. 2 and 1 not here. So if they are placed in the horizontal direction, then both the arrows has to be horizontal, and if they are placed in the vertical direction, then both the arrows have to be vertical, and one number is greater than the other by 1. So whenever you have such cases, again both of these cells cannot be unshaded. You have to have one cell shaded and the other cell to be unshaded, right? So this is one of the logic which helps us to solve the puzzle easily, right? So let us again come back to the puzzle. Now let us see what can we get here. So there is a tough trick here to start. Let us assume that this 2 is a true clue, a true, and let us shade this cell. If we shade this cell has to be unshaded, which means that there are 2 shaded cells in the particular direction, and these cells also have to be unshaded, right, the adjacent cells, which means that now 1 is true and we need to shade that one cell, just the remaining cell. Can this 0 be shaded now? It cannot be shaded because all the white cells have to be connected to each other, and it cannot be unshaded also. So if it is unshaded, then it is violated as there is one cell shaded in the particular direction, which means that this is very tough logic, very tough to start actually. So which means that this particular cell cannot be shaded now. So once we shade this cell is unshaded, and we need to mark 2 shaded cells here, which makes this one unshaded, and we need to mark one more shaded cell here, which violates the 0, right? So it means that this has to be unshaded and this has to be shaded, which makes this as unshaded and this as shaded, right? Which means this 2 clue is true now, and we mark 2 shaded cells, and all the other shaded all the other cells nearby the shaded cell have to be unshaded, right? Which means that the 0 is true now. So we have unshaded 0, which is true, and there cannot be any shaded cells in the particular direction, which means that the 4 is also true. Now we know that the 4 is true, and there are exactly 4 groups of 2 by 1 cells, which means that one of these cells will be shaded, one of these cells will be shaded, one of these two will be shaded, and one of these two will be shaded for the 4 to be fulfilled, right? Now if you see the 2 and 1, there can be exactly 3 cells shaded in these 2 rows, right? Not more than that. From starting from these 2 cells, right? Not this one, this also can be shaded, right? So we can still shade this cell and unshade also, but the direction from 2 and 1 from here till the end of the grid. So these 2 rows, in these 2 rows there has to be exactly 3 shaded cells, and we have already marked one shaded cell between these 2 cells, other shaded cell between these 2 cells, and the third is between these 2 cells. So we know that there are 3 shaded cells already marked, so which means that there can never be more any number of shaded cells now except these 3, right? So okay, so we do we get anything else here? Okay, let us see what happens if we shade this cell now, right? Let us assume that we have shaded this cell, or maybe let us take this way. Let us unshade this, let us shade this cell. Now for the 2 to be full, 1 we have already fulfilled, and for the 2 to be fulfilled, both of these cells have to be shaded, right? Which means that both of these 2's are true. There has to be 2 shaded cells in both of these 2's in the given direction. So now can you just make sure that this one is either shaded or unshaded? What happens if both we do it both the ways? If we shade this cell, this white cell is now stranded and not connected to all the other white cells in the grid, so which means that this has to be unshaded. And if we unshade this cell, which means that this cell has to be shaded for the 1 to be fulfilled. Again we stranded this white cell, right? So it is a very tough logic to see. This was one of the toughest puzzle from the contest, and these kind of logics are surely seen to be seen in Yajisan Kazusan puzzles. So now we have concluded that for the 1, this cell cannot be shaded, right? So which means that this has to be unshaded, which makes both of these cells as shaded, right? Now if you see, one more logic I would say is, I would see in normal Yajisan Kazusan puzzle is, whenever a clue is if a clue is not shaded and neither unshaded, and if it is already fulfilled, so this one is already fulfilled with one shaded cell here. So if that number is neither shaded or unshaded, then the cell next to it, which is pointed by the arrow, will never be shaded. So now we have seen that this one clue is fulfilled, but it is neither shaded and unshaded. Then the cell next to it, which is pointed by the arrow, can never be shaded. So what happens if I shade this cell, which makes this one as unshaded, and this is violated by having 2 shaded cells now. This can be seen in other examples also. Let us see in this one now. Let us assume that we have already shaded this cell, maybe this cell, and we have already fulfilled this one, which is neither shaded and non-shaded. We cannot shade this cell. So if we shade this cell, this has to be unshaded, and both of these there are 2 shaded cells for the one which is violating the clue, right? Which means that this cell has to be unshaded, right? Now let us see if we get anything now again. Okay, so if you see for the 3 and 3 clue, there has to be exactly 6 cells shaded in these 2 columns, and you can always see that a 1 by 2 cell will always have 1 cell shaded, right? So let us count here: 1, 2, 3. Let us mark just with the gray line here. So let us 1, this is second, which is for sure, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, right? So there can be 7 shaded cells maximum in these two columns, and we need only 6. So how can we eliminate the one possibility? Let us see. Can we have all these 3 cells as the possibility for a shaded cell? No, we cannot have. Now why is it the case? Let us see what happens if we have all these three 1/2 cells as possibility for a shaded cell. If I let us mark with a different color, maybe. If I shade this cell, then this cell has to be shaded, which makes this cell as shaded, right? Which means that there is a white cell stranded in between, right? Let us go the other way around. If I shade this cell and this cell, which means that this cell cannot be shaded, right? Because we know that this cell is already unshaded and this cell cannot be shaded, which means that there can only be 2 shaded cells in this 2 by 3 area. So the only possible way to have all these 3 cells unshaded are this possible way, and that possible pattern will give you one white cell stranded, right? Which means that these 3 areas, these 3 possibilities will have only 2 shaded cells. Now let me take that away now, right? This is unshaded, and these 2 by 3 area will have exactly 2 shaded cells, which means that all the other cells have to be will have the possibility of a shaded cells. So one shaded cell, second shaded cell, third and fourth shaded cell, and there will be 2 shaded cell here, which is 5th and 6th, right? Now if you see, whenever you have such a case that at an edge you have a possibility that a 2 into 2 area will have 2 shaded cells at an edge. So I mean at the edge, right? At the edge of the grid, whenever you have such case that 2 into 2 area will have 2 shaded cells, like in this pattern, then the cells next to the possibility of an edge will always be unshaded, right? These 2 cells will always be unshaded. So what happens if I shade this cell? This cell will be shaded now, and this cell will be shaded, which is making a white cell stranded here, right? Which means that these 2 cells will be unshaded, which makes this 2 as a shaded cell now. See these 2 now. Because of this being an unshaded, we cannot shade we cannot shade this cell, because which will make the 2 clue true, and you have only one shaded cell in that direction, which means that this cell is shaded, and now we have exactly 2 places for 2 shaded cells. We can mark with the line, right? Now one more good trick here is, if you see, what happens if I shade this cell, which will make this cell as shaded and this cell as unshaded. I mean to say this cell as shaded again, which again has a white cell stranded in between. You cannot have exactly 4 shaded cells and make a white cell stranded, because the white cell has to be connected to all the other white cells in the grid, which means that this cell has to be unshaded, which gives you a shaded cell here, right? And the same way for this 2, we can apply the same logic for this 2. If you shade this cell, which will make this cell and this cell as shaded, right? So which means that this cell will be unshaded, and you have exactly 2 possibilities for the 2 shaded cells, 3 possibilities I would say. One is this or this, and the other is this for sure. This has to be shaded. If you unshade this cell, you will not have 2 shaded cells for the 2 to be true, which means this cell is shaded, which makes this cell as shaded, and which makes this cell as true now. You have 2 shaded cells in this direction. Let's see if we get anything here. So one of these 2 cells have to be shaded, right? And let's see if we get anything. So as I already said, the logic here, the 2 is already fulfilled, and you cannot have this cell as shaded, because that will violate the 2 now. which means this is unshaded, and let's see if I can get anything here for the two. Okay, again, okay, so whenever you have such cases, like you have three shaded cells at anywhere in the grid, three possibilities that are near to each other, a 2 by 3, I would say a 2 by 3 area which has three shaded cells exactly, then the middle two cells near to that the possibility will both be unshaded, right? It is same like we do in a Hayawake puzzle. So many of you won't know that puzzle. Maybe I'll someday cover a video on that too. But whenever you have a 2 into 3 area that has three possibilities, then the nearby, the middle possibility, the cells nearby the middle possibility will both be unshaded. So what happens if I shade this? If I shade this, you will have this pattern, and which will stranded a white cell, right? Which means that these two will be unshaded, which makes a one true, and which will make this cell as shaded. Now all the three cells have to be unshaded, because if you shade this cell, this white will be stranded, and if you shade this cell, this white area will be stranded, right? Now which makes the 3 to be true. Now the 3 is a true clue, and you have one possibility for the shaded cell here, and both of these cells should be unshaded now. I mean to say shaded now, which makes this for the 2, this cell to be shaded. You have one of the possibility here, and the other possibility has to be this, which makes this white cell come out here and makes this unshaded, which makes this 2 as true now, right? Which will unshade all these white cells, and now this 2 is fulfilled already, which will unshade this cell and shade this cell, right? And this one cannot be true now. If it is a true, you don't have a shaded cell in that direction, which is making this white cell shaded, this clue cell as shaded, which will make unshade this cell and this cell too, right? And so this also has to be unshaded now, and okay, all the others are done here. It's false. Okay, we are not sure of this, I think, yet. Okay, for the 3, sorry, we have missed a simple possibility. Now this 3 cannot be true, because you cannot have 3 shaded cells in that direction, which makes this as false and these both as true, right? These both as shaded cells, I mean. So if you see now, I cannot shade this cell. So if I shade this cell will be shaded, and if you see this white area, it is stranded between this area, the black cell, and it cannot go out to connect to other white areas. You have a closed area here of white cells, which means that these both cells will be shaded, and this is unshaded and this is shaded, right? And right, so we have done that. Okay, now for the 3 cells are shaded, which makes this as unshaded and this as shaded, which gives this as unshaded because this white cell has to come out, and which will shade this cell for the 1 to be fulfilled, and unshade all the other cells for the 2 which is already fulfilled. So now, are we missing here something? Okay. Okay, so if I shade this cell will be shaded for the 2, right, which will have a closed area now, which means that this cell will be unshaded, right, and this cell will be unshaded because the white cell has to come out, which will make 2 as this cell as shaded and this cell unshaded. So at last we have completed this very tough puzzle from the typed logic contest conducted on LMI. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would really suggest you to check out the contest page and download the puzzle PDF again, puzzle PDF, and solve the puzzles at leisure. And don't forget to subscribe the channel. If you like, and if you like the video, do like and comment and let us know if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre. Thank you.